Namaste and welcome to this second video for adults and kids. If kids want to have a go, they're welcome to join in. As with all of my yoga practices, please bear in mind that it is your body. I don't know how you are feeling, so listen to your body, adapt the practice accordingly to your body. Today, just be extra careful on knees. It's going to be quite a dynamic flow. Get the heart rate up a little bit. Plenty of balance to bring a sense of internal balance into these funny days that we're having to live through today. And I'm midway through my homeschool day, so I thought I'd come down and get some yoga practice in. So come along and join me. So starting with your feet about hip width apart. On your mat, spread your toes out, roll your shoulders down and back. Let your hands simply rest. Relax down by your sides. Close your eyes. And feel the weight of your body dropping down through your feet. And just notice where the weight is distributed in your feet today. Perhaps you feel like you're leaning to the left or the right or back or forward slightly. But there is no criticism, there is no judgment. Just notice, just observe for a moment. And feel that connectedness that you have to the floor beneath you, whether it is a yoga mat or your carpet or your kitchen floor or your grass or decking or balcony or wherever it is you are lucky enough to do your practice today. Simply feel that connection. And the earth holds an enormous amount of energy. So feel that energy that we're lacking or may be lacking in your own body today. Feel that energy being drawn up through your feet, up through your legs. Starting to engage gently through the muscles. Starting to lengthen the spine a little bit more. Feeling that energy running up through your spine. And lifting up to the crown of your head where you feel a lightness and a sense of space. And then keeping your eyes closed, just start to give your feet a little bit of a wiggle as if you were trying to nestle your feet into sand. Spreading your toes out a little bit, finding a nice solid foundation, nice groundedness through your feet. Feeling all four corners of your feet connected to the earth. Bring your palms together in prayer. Feeling all of the knuckles in contact. Feeling the palms of the hands fully in contact and your thumbs resting on your heart center. And I would like you to make yourselves an intention for your practice today. Something positive, something achievable. We call this a sankalpa. It is yours. On an inhale, open your eyes, reach your arms upwards, palms still in contact if that's comfortable. As you breathe out, we're going to lean over to one side. It doesn't matter which way you go, we're going to do both. Breathing in, come to the center. Breathe out, lean the other way. Just stretching, waking up the sides of the waist. Breathe into center. Exhale, bring your hands around behind you. Bringing your hands to rest on your lower back. Fingertips pointing down. Elbows squeezing together behind you. Lifting your sternum and breathing into your chest. Opening up your heart space. Your Anahata chakra. Let's open our hearts at the moment. Spread some love. Keep this lovely opening in your heart. Release your hands. Take another deep breath in. Reach your arms up. And as you exhale, soften, melt forward, folding forward and just hanging in a forward fold, giving your head a yes nod and no shake. Give your shoulders a roll. Let everything go floppy. On an inhale, straighten your legs, bring your hands to your shins. Flat back, squeeze your shoulder blades together, reach the crown of your head forward, so keep the back of your neck long. And just again, check in with your feet here. So the temptation is to dump all your weight into your heels. Can you trust your toes a little bit and bring your weight forward, keeping your spine long, tabletop back, belly button lifted. Lovely. Keeping breathing. Bend your knees slowly, 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 coming all the way down into a squat, bringing your hands down to the floor beside you. Lifting up into your squat. If you can balance on your toes, you might start to take your hands away from the floor, lifting them up, breathing in, maybe take your gaze upwards. And then as you breathe out, bring your hands slowly down beside you, planting your hands to the floor and stepping back into a plank. Shoulders over wrists, fingers spreading, heels pressing away from you, crown of the head reaches forwards. You can lower your knees if you need to, or come down with a straight body, either halfway or all the way down. Inhale, lift your chest, slide forward, come into your cobra. So it might be up here, but if it's early in the day or if your back's feeling a bit tight, come down low. Keep your elbows squeezing in by the side, back of the neck long. Wherever you are in your cobra, take a few breaths. Maybe have a wiggle, loosen up, free up some space. We're just getting everything moving now. We're finding out how our body feels. We're not forcing, we're not straining. And then slowly, as you exhale, peel your belly, and then your chest, and then your forehead down to the floor. Keeping your hands where they are as you inhale, lift your chest, pressing the feet into the floor so you're not lifting your feet. Let's see if you can lift and hover your hands. Engaging tummy muscles, back of the neck is long, so you should be able to gently just move your head from side to side, making sure there's no tension, you're still breathing. Lower your hands, press into your hands, keep your elbows squeezing in by your sides. Come up to all fours, a little bit of Sahaja, a little bit of freestyle movement. Swaying around in all fours, making any movements that feel good for you. Cat-cows. Backwards and forwards, side to side, circling the hips, circling the shoulders. Again, freeing up any blockages. We want the energy to flow. Coming back to your neutral all-four position. Bring your hands slightly forwards of your shoulders. So slightly in front of your shoulders. Spread your fingers out, tuck your toes. Back of the neck stays long. Press into your hands and lift your hips up and back into a downward facing dog. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. It doesn't matter if your heels are touching the floor. It doesn't matter if your legs are straight. I'd rather your knees were bent, your hips were lifted and your spine was long. Just take some nice deep belly filling breaths. On an inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Have a full deep exhale. Hold your breath out, and at the end of the exhale, step your feet forwards. Lift your chest to inhale, reach the crown of your head forwards. And breathe here, flat back position. Keep your flat back, take your arms out to the side like an aeroplane, stretching out through your fingers, finding that trust in your toes again. Spreading your toes, lifting your belly. Bring your hands to your hips, press into your feet, chin to chest, and lift up to stand. If you feel dizzy, give your knees a wiggle and drop your chin to the chest. It does help. We're going to start to move through a little bit more of a flow now. So feet together or hip width apart. Take your palms to face forward, fingertips reach down to the floor. On an inhale, let's find our balance. So take the weight into the left leg, lift the right knee upwards, reach the arms up, gazes forward, flex the right foot. On an exhale, bring your palms together, and we're going to go really, really slowly, bending the left knee a little bit, and as slow as you can, stepping the right leg back into a lunge, lifting the chest, and then very slowly still, lowering the right knee with control down to the floor. If you have knee pain, or if it feels too hard on your floor, put a cushion or a blanket underneath your right knee. Take your arms out wide, lift your chest, lift up into a kneeling lunge, pulling the left hip back, the right hip forwards. Gaze is slightly upwards, but back of the neck stays long. Breathing into this low lunge. Bring your hands down to the floor on the inside of your left leg, so both hands to the right. We're going to pick up the back knee and just start to freestyle backwards and forwards. You can move your hands around, you can come down low. You can even choose to go no hands. I call this one the spider person move, depending on your gender. Nice. Just do a few of these, warming up into your hips. If you're new to, you can be up here. If it's too low down there, that's fine. And then come back to a central point. Bring both hands to the floor. Turn your toes in slightly, heels out. Lift up through your feet. Lift your kneecaps. Tilt your hips up towards the ceiling. Keep your hips in a straight line above your ankles and start to walk your hands as far forward as you can. Fingertips down. Let your head drop between your arms. Squeezing your armpits towards each other, pulling your hips back, feeling that stretch through your spine, lifting the knees. We'll take a little twist here. So keeping the left hand where it is, pick up the right hand and just move it across to the left slightly. You can use the hand to drag the floor towards you. And breathe. And come back to centre and swap over. So right hand down, still reaching forward, still reaching the hips back. Left hand reaches across and twist. Come back to centre. Walk your hands back in underneath your shoulders and bring, I'm losing my t-shirt, bring all your weight forwards. That's a whole different video. Bring your right knee back down to the floor. Take an inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to the floor. A little bit further forwards of your left foot. Lift your back knee and we're just going to practice a little bit of balance. So taking the weight into the left foot, we're just going to shift the weight into the left foot. Lift the right leg off the floor. The fingers are still down. You're not planting all your weight through them, but they're there. So just seeing how it feels to have a little bit of balance, a little bit of extra weight in this left leg. The right leg is lifted. And then slowly bring the right foot forwards, in line with the left. Bend both knees. Reach up, Utkatasana, reaching into your fingertips, sitting down into your hips. Take a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Keep the right knee bent, extend the left leg out behind you. A little bit of a balance, slow it down. And then with control, lower the left toes. Lift the shoulders over the hips. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, slowly lower the back knee. Inhale, reach your arms up. Sinking into your lunge, pulling the right hip back, left hip forward, relax your shoulders, little fingers are spinning towards each other. Opening your heart. And then exhale, hands come down on the inside of the right leg. Lift the back knee, turn to the left. And again, let's do some sahaja, some stretching into the hips. Toes can stay down, they can lift up. What does your body need right now? Where does it feel good? And come back to your neutral position in the middle. Turn your toes in slightly, heels apart, so your legs are fairly wide. If you were to hold your arms out, your ankles would be under your wrists. Hips pull back, Hands walk forward as far forward as they can, arms are shoulder width apart. Let your ears rest between your upper arms. I always get those two confused. Hips pulling back, head relaxed. This time we're going to lift our head to look forward. Take the left hand and place the left hand at the midpoint between the two hands. The right hand then reaches across to perhaps the left shin or left ankle and gently twist, look under the left armpit, ensuring that this right hip isn't dipping. So keep the right hip lifting. And then release. And swapping hands, right hand to where the left hand was. Wardrobe malfunction. Left hand to the right ankle. And breathe. Come back to center. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Pivot your feet back to the front of the mat. Lower the back knee down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. Drop the hands either side of the front foot. Lift the back knee and walk your hands a little bit forward. We're going to test out the right leg now. See how strong that's feeling. So keeping a little bit of a bend in the right knee. Kick forwards. Lift the left leg. Reach the crown of your head forwards. Just see how it feels with your balance. You can move your hands so they're under your shoulders. Great. Feeling the right leg working to stabilize. And then bending the left knee, bringing the left knee in, planting both feet. Inhale to reach up, Utkatasana chair pose, reaching through your fingers. Sitting into your hips, smiling. And then hands to the heart. Straightening the legs. Give your legs a shake out. Getting ready for a little bit more balance. So palms together. Feet together or hip width apart, toes spreading. We'll go through a vinyasa to get there. So as you inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, float down as if you're skydiving down towards the floor. Let your head be heavy. Inhale, lift your chest, lengthen your spine, hands to your shins. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands. Come into your little squat. Inhale, here. And then on an exhale, we're going to step or jump back into a plank. I did a little half and half there, I don't know why. Take a deep breath in your plank. Shoulders away from ears. And as you exhale, lower your knees or come down halfway with a straight body. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Shoulders away from the ears. Exhale to down dog. So those of you that know me know my lefts and rights, my arms and legs. It all gets confused. Once you feel settled in your down dog, inhale to lift your right leg up into the air behind you. As you exhale, swing or step your right foot forward between your hands. Keep the left knee lifted. Inhale, find your balance, reach up, crescent lunge. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward, tummy button lifting up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Bring your hands to the floor on the inside of your right leg. Pivot around to the left. Square off your feet again, so turn your toes in slightly, heels out. Come to a flat back position with your hands under your shoulders. Bring your hands around behind you and see if you can find your fingers. Interlace your fingers. Pull your knuckles down and away from you and maybe start to lift your hands up as your head drops down to the floor. Now don't overdo this with your shoulders. Don't think, oh, I can get my hands to the floor. Doesn't have to happen. Kneecaps lift, crown of the head relaxes, and arms are wherever they are. Please be kind to your shoulders and lift the belly. Trust your feet. Bring your hands back down to your low back. Release your hands to the floor. Pivot to the back of your mat now. You get to see my lightning flashes down my legs. The right hand comes to the inside of the left foot. The left arm is going to lift up. Twisting lunge. Pressing the right heel away. reaching up through the left fingers and breathing. And then lowering the left hand down, coming back through our forward fold and pivoting around to the front of the mat. Keeping the left leg lifted, right hand is down, left hand is down, sorry, right hand reaches up, there we go. Right hip lifts back, left hip pulls forwards, reaching up through your fingers. This time if you want to go though, you can reach your right arm forwards. Upper arm is by the ear, so you're piercing the air with your fingers, pressing your left heel away from you, creating length, breathing. Look down to the floor, place your right hand on the outside of your right foot. Look forward, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to step into this right leg. Lift the left leg up, nice little bend on the back of the right knee. See if you can bring your arms out to the side like an aeroplane. Keep smiling. Left leg is lifted. Wobble, wobble. On an inhale, bend the right knee. Bring the left knee up in front, hands together at the heart, wobbly legs today. Lifting the left knee up. Lowering the left foot down. Give your legs a shake. Let's repeat that on the other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, lift your chest, look forwards. We'll flow a bit differently. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step or jump back to a plank and lower, all on that exhale. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. Maybe feeling your heels are getting a bit closer to the floor, but it doesn't matter if they're not. Taking a breath, settling in your down dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high up into the air behind you, keeping hips level if you can. And as you exhale, swing or step your left foot forwards. Inhale, reach up, tucking tailbone under, pulling any trousers up that may have fallen down. Smiling, enjoying your practice. This is your time. Make sure you're not gripping with your front toes. Bringing your hands down to the floor on the inside of this left leg, sinking into your lizard lunge, and then transferring your weight around to the side. Prasarita Padottanasana. So the hips are in a straight line above the heels. My kneecaps are lifting, my mula bandha is lifting, my spine is long. Head is relaxing towards the floor. I reach behind me and interlace my fingers, perhaps the wonky way. Pull knuckles towards the wall behind me. And maybe as I relax into the posture, maybe my head relaxes towards the floor. Maybe my arms start to soften towards the floor, but I don't mind where my body is. Santosha, contentment. Remembering to lift the belly, give yourself a bit more space. Lift pelvic floor. Inhale, lift slightly, bring your hands to rest on your low back. Hands to the floor. Pivot around to the back of your mat. Lift the left heel, bend your right knee. Left hand underneath the left shoulder. This time the right arm is going to lift. You press into the left hand. Lift out of the left shoulder, reach the right arm up. Try not to collapse into your arm. If you need to lower the back knee, go ahead, do so. If not, press into the heel, get some length. Look down to the floor, lower the right hand to the floor. Start to straighten the right leg as you pivot around to the side, coming all the way around to the front, bending the left knee. Right hand underneath the right shoulder, left arm lifts up this time. Try not to do this and collapse. Lift, lengthen, and then maybe lift the left arm forwards, stretching into your fingers. Breathing. Look down to the floor. Lower your left hand to the floor. You might need to step your right foot in a tiny bit. Bend the left knee, find your balance, lift the right leg up, still bending the left knee, so we're working the quad. Taking your arms out to the side, reaching the crown of your head forward and your right heel away from you, and smile. The all-important drishti, the point on which to focus. Clear the mind of clutter. And then as you inhale, see if you can keep the left knee a little bit bent, slightly less wobbly. Bring the hands to the heart, lift the right knee up nice and high. And as you exhale, lower the foot. Have a shake out with your legs. Feet hip width apart. We're going to go for a little balance now. So as you inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forwards. Bit different. Inhale, lift your chest. This time, as you exhale, bend your knees, and we're going to step the left leg back into a lunge and lower your left knee down. A little bit funky, this one, so you have various options. Stop when it's appropriate for you. Right hand to the floor, left arm lifts, back knee up or down. You can stay there if you want to. Back knee is down, hands in prayer. Left elbow reaches across the right knee, right elbow up. Press the palms together, gets a bit deeper into the twist. You can stay here and breathe. For those of you that want to be a bit more playful or have an arm balance practice, provided you can get nice and deep into the twist, the arm balance, what may happen. So getting the right armpit right over, the left armpit right over the right knee. Look off to your right. You're going to bring your left hand to the floor. That's this front hand. The back hand is then going to aim towards the floor as well. You're going to have to lean slightly into it to get both hands down on the floor. Bend your elbows towards you as if you were doing a chaturanga. Look off to the side and just see how it feels to take some weight into those arms. I'm sitting on my back elbow. Maybe you start to lift your feet and have a little arm balance and smile, flex, point. If you can, you bend your knees and you come to sit down, crossing the right leg over the left. Do you know what? If that doesn't happen, from your lunge, twisted lunge position, you bring your right foot back, cross the right knee in front and sit your bottom between your feet, placing the right foot flat to the floor. When you get here, if you feel that both sit bones can't be grounded, please do straighten the left leg, so that's the leg underneath. It helps to make you feel more even. Wrapping the left arm around the right knee, bring your right arm around behind you. Right foot is flat to the floor and breathe. If you want to, you stay here. If you want more of a twist, if your spine feels happy with it, if your belly feels happy with it, not up here. We're not using this. We're not using the mind. We're listening to the body. If you want to, if your body wants you to, you take your left hand to the outside of your right knee to twist a bit deeper. And for those of you who have a binding practice, a fun bind to do here is to take the left hand, dive it underneath the right leg, and then reach the right hand around behind you and see if you can find your own fingers. I'll just twizzle around so you can see what I mean. If you want to do the bind, but it doesn't quite happen, you can get a strap, or you stay here and enjoy the twist. And then release. Don't forget to breathe. Bring both hands over to your left. Have a little counter twist, leaning over to your left. Then come back to center. Extend both legs out in front of you. Reach your arms forwards, bend your knees, bring your feet off the floor. Relax your shoulders. Navasana, you can keep your knees bent, or if you wish, you can straighten out your legs. Breathing, smiling, just checking. And then cross your legs at your shins, rock forwards, step back straight into down dog. Stretch out in your down dog. Let your head relax. Lift your left leg into the air behind you, hips are level, toes point down. And as you exhale, swing or step your left foot forwards between your hands. If it doesn't get there, pick it up and put it there. You can lower the right knee and sink your hips forwards into your lunge. Remember, you've got your 3 options here. Right hand flat to the floor, left arm lifts. Prayer hands, inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to twist, lift the left elbow. Press the palms and twist, reach the crown of the head forwards. Or for those of you that want to, you can come into the arm balance. Now remember, we've all got wonky sides, so we're all built or made asymmetrically. Maybe not built asymmetrically, but because of habits that we develop and cultivate, we become asymmetric. So just remember that one side's going to feel different to the other. This is my heavier leg side. So getting nice and deep into your twist. Looking off to the left, leaning, trusting your body and leaning into the twist slightly. Sitting your back hip on your back elbow. Looking forwards, maybe just keeping the feet down, maybe lifting the feet, flexing or pointing. And then if you can, you bend your knees, you bring them in, crossing over, and come to sit in Ardha Matsyendrasana. Or from your lunge position, you slide the front foot back and drop the hips down. Look after your knees. If that doesn't feel right, work out a way that does feel right for you. Wrapping the right arm around the left knee, left hand behind. Option 1. Option 2, right elbow to the outside of the knee, relax the shoulders. Option 3, the hand bind. So taking the right hand through the hole and see if you can find your own fingers behind you. There is a saying in yoga from a very famous yogi called Pattabhi Jois, practice and all is coming. And it's practice with non-attachment. That sense of elation when you finally do find your own fingers, it's unbelievable, but it's not the be-all and end-all. It's not what yoga is about. It's finding that perfect seat, that perfect asana for you. Wherever you are, release the bind, having been kind to your shoulders. Bring both hands over to the right, gently leaning to your right. Having a little counter stretch. Unravel, bring your feet flat to the floor. Arms out in front, you can stay here, leaning back slightly, engaging the tummy muscles. If you want to, you lift your feet. If you want to, you extend your legs straight. Smile, don't forget to smile. Navasana, boat pose, everyone's favourite. One more breath. And then lower your feet back to the floor. And slowly, slowly lower your body all the way down to the floor. Letting your arms spill out to the side in a T shape. Taking your feet as wide as your mat. Toes are still pointing forwards. And just letting your legs swish from side to side, like windscreen wipers. You can go slow or as fast as you like. You can perhaps move one leg and the other, or you can move them at the same time. This is where we come into a little bit of Sahaja again. And then bringing your legs back to neutral. Bring your feet together, feet to hip width apart. Knees point up to the ceiling. Reach your fingertips down towards your heels. You might just be able to tickle your own heels. If I come this way, I'm going to be able to see. You might just be able to tickle your own heels with your fingers. Just checking. So we're going to come into a bridge posture now, Setu Bandha. So shoulder blades are rolling together underneath you. Mula Bandha is lifting. So you're lifting the pelvic floor muscles. Relaxing your neck, relax your jaw. On an inhale, start to lift your hips off the floor. Reaching your hip points up to the together, but up towards the ceiling. Once you're up, you can keep your hand at the backs of your arms pressing into the floor, or you can see if you can interlace your fingers behind your back again. Perhaps go for the wonky interlace, so interlace your fingers unnaturally. Press the little finger edge into the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and puff up your chest even more. And take 3 more deep Ujjayi, lung-filling, life-affirming breaths. And then slowly release your hands. Let your spine lower 1 vertebra at a time. There's no rush. You can pause, you can hang out. And when your hips land, just let them soften a bit. Perhaps let your knees have a bit of more of a sway. Then one at a time, bring your knees up towards your armpits. Just rock from side to side, backwards and forwards, or maybe make circles on your back. So use the floor as your own personal massage table. Imagine the floor has got loads of little hands and it's targeting the bits of you that need it. What can you let go of now? I don't know about you, but it felt great to move. It felt great to balance, focus. I feel a bit more ready for my day, or for the rest of my day. Wrap your arms around your shins or the backs of your thighs if your knees don't like it, and take 1 final knee to chest. Squeeze, have to wriggle your toes. And then slowly lower your head, lower your arms, and make your way into Shavasana, corpse pose. This posture is so important, so please don't skip it. Please enjoy your Shavasana, make the most of it. You can extend your legs and have your arms resting out beside you with your palms facing upwards. Or you can bend your knees and let your knees rest against each other. Or if you have a bolster or some cushions, if your lower back feels pinchy after that practice, it was short and sharp, but if you have lower back issues, then please do put a bolster underneath your knees. And I'd just like you to let go. Stay lying down on your mat, finding a sense of ease, finding a sense of calm, and letting go. Let your whole body soften into the floor. There is no need to put in any more effort with balancing. There's nowhere to fall. The floor has got you. There's no need to engage your muscles to keep you upright. There's no need to try to look a certain way. All you need to do now is let your body relax and assimilate all the benefits of the practice that you've just done. Completely letting go. Sinking further and further into a state of deep relaxation. Noticing sounds and sensations, but letting them pass, not getting involved in them. They are happening. They are happening around you. But let them be just as they are letting you be. Don't fight the urge or the need, the want to relax. Give into it. As if you were floating serenely down a river. not knowing where you will end up. Not worrying about where you're going to end up. Just floating in a sense of deep relaxation. And you are welcome to stay in Shavasana relaxing for as long as you like. You can pause the video, you can put some relaxing music on. You can listen to the sounds of the amazing birds outside at the moment, here in the UK anyway. Or if you're feeling ready to, you could start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, start to welcome your breath in. Breathing as if it were the first time, noticing each breath, noticing the taste, the smell, the temperature, the sensations of the breath as it enters and exits your body. Notice the way your breath moves your body. How does it make you feel? Become aware of a sense of your own heartbeat, the very core of your life, keeping you alive without you having to do a single thing. And when you're ready, you can make those little wiggles and stretches a little bit bigger. Perhaps having a toe to fingertip stretch or a knee hug or whatever feels right for you. And when you're ready to, you can either roll over onto one side, rest for a moment, or if you feel awake, you can make your way up to seated any way that's comfortable for you. Coming to an upright position where your spine is long, your head, neck and jaw are relaxed, your hips are relaxed. Bring your palms up towards the ceiling, reach into your fingertips, take a big breath in. And as you exhale, gather your palms together and draw your thumbs down through the center line all the way to your heart. Perhaps bring to mind your intention for your practice today again, reminding yourself of that positivity. Thank you all for practicing with me. Thank you for watching. There will be more. Namaste.